right? When someone
Yeah,
speaks.
there should be notifications everywhere on all the platforms saying the live has started and
Okay.
all of that. Okay, I think we're gonna go live. I'm just going to check if notifications are sent properly. There you go. It's still time for you to run and run and leave or pretend your
Right.
internet doesn't work.
Okay. In 5 minutes, I'll be gone.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No,
But
no.
it's
So welcome.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I'm just saying welcome to people who are attending right now, who are joining right now. If they see the notifications,
Mhm. You can see how many people are here or not.
yes, but the number is really bugged. I think I don't
Oh,
see from all the platforms. It's just maybe one or two, and it doesn't
okay.
refresh very well. So usually it's when people show up and they say hello. It's the easiest way to to know how many
Oh,
people we have.
okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So hello to everyone who are joining right now. This is a live session. This is not a recording. We are real humans. We're not AI.
We're here
So
in lifetime.
absolutely we're live. So feel free to say hello in the chat so we know you are here and you exist. That would be amazing. Yeah, let me see if I can make sure that everything is here. We will start in 2 or 3 minutes. Just give the time to the engine to warm up and then we'll be able to start. There you go.
It's actually funny because usually I was the one interviewing people,
Ah, that is interesting. That is
right?
very interesting.
Like now I'm on the other side, and sometimes I'm like, oh shit, what other questions? And like, okay, I don't have to do it now.
Yes. True, true, true. Yeah, you're on the other side of the thing. Hello, hello, everyone who is joining this live.
Oh,
We will start in 1 or 2 minutes. I see.
hi
Uh,
Darian, I see my mentor there.
oh, perfect. I was about to say hello, Darian. Welcome to the session.
Yeah, hey Darian, thank you to be here.
Nice. See, I told you we'll have people and your audience, your friends will show up and say hello. Excellent. So we will start in about a minute or two. Welcome to the session. Welcome to the live. We will talk about the 9 lives of Septia and how she's the real Emily in Paris.
And a cat
And absolutely in
of
a
nine
cat.
lives.
So if you're joining this live, give us a little hello in the chat so that we know you here and we know that you're hearing us perfectly. There you go. Okay, excellent. Let me see. That's good. Excelente. Oh, it's strange. I don't get all the messages here. So I'm probably going to get them in a different place. Interesting. Here you go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. There you go. We will start in about a minute. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the session. Oh, it's been a long time, Dave. How are you doing? We need to catch up. I really want to know how's your startup progressing. Send me a little message in your DM so we can have this little conversation later. Cool. Yes, yes, yes.
Nice.
Excellent. So it seems like the live is working. People are able to join. Uh, if you guys
Seems
can
to be.
hear me, let me know this in the comments. I would really love to make sure that that is working perfectly. And we're ready to start.
Oh my god.
So you said you're comfortable doing this in French, right?
uh, that was not in the briefing.
Yeah, that was not in the briefing. I agree. I agree. And I'm not comfortable in
I
doing
mean,
it. Go ahead. Go
no.
ahead.
I mean, we can try, but
Now the audience is probably gonna hate me, and I
yeah.
cannot do this in Bahasa. So let's just let let's just stick with English. Okay, let's agree to do it in English.
Sure. I mean,
Like,
I'm open to do it in three languages.
yes, why not? This could be an exercise for next time, but you will be the journalist and I'll be the guest if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, we can arrange that.
Excellent. I love this. We hello Charles, thank you for joining in. Let us know if the sound is good. And we are going to start. So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I don't know exactly where you guys are. Thank you for attending the Not Too Short podcast. I'm Riley, and I'm with a very special guest today in the name of Septia. And to cut it short, the reason why I really wanted to share this conversation with the world is because you have a very interesting story, and and I think this can inspire a lot of people. And you are also doing something very interesting professionally, and you can also share that knowledge with everyone. So, without a further ado, I would like to welcome you to this podcast, Septia. How would I
Thank
say that
you.
in Bahasa? Salamat
Septia.
malam, to
Oh,
say good evening. For me, it's the evening.
yeah, selamat malam, yes.
Excellent.
And bonsoir
And
in French.
bonsoir for all the francophones. Absolutely, absolutely. Hello to Nassim. Hello to Dave. Hello to Charles. Hello to Darian, and all the people that I don't see. Drop us a message drop us a message in the chat so that we know you here. If you have any questions for our guests, don't hesitate. Write those questions into the chat, and I will pass those questions to Septia when we will have this little Q&A session. So, Septia, the Emily in Paris, maybe Emily in Strasbourg, we can say. Um,
Yeah.
what do you do now?
Right now, I just started to do ghostwriting, and I've been writing for a while, but started to like try to build my own brand. And yeah, that's basically what I do, and want to help other people to build their brand also.
Okay. And so, what is very interesting about your profile is you are now a ghost writer, but you used to be, or you still, a journalist. So you are a, journalist by training who is now doing ghostwriting. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, excellent. So it's a very interesting perspective because I think you can use your journalism and your journalistic skills into the ghostwriting, but you'll tell us more about this a bit later. But what I want to know is I want to know about your nine lives. So let me give a little bit of context to people who are listening and watching us right now. Uh, Septia, you were born in Indonesia,
Yes.
and now you're living in Europe. You lived in France. Now you're living in Holland. So
Yeah.
I want you to share the story. So how how did you make such a move? So what was the tell us a little bit about the beginning in Indonesia.
All right. So, since I was a little child, I've been dreaming. I was dreaming to study abroad
Sorry, to study what?
and to study abroad.
Abroad. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and at some point, I get interested in languages. First, I learned Spanish, and then I found out about French, and I like how it sounds at the beginning. So I was like, oh, interesting. Let me just learn this language,
I
and
know a
then
couple of people in the audience very happy about what you're saying right now.
I hope so. So that's how I started to learn French. And as I learned the language, I find out that journalism in France is not like it's more. I would say more. It's different than what it is in Indonesia. Like the coverage that they do, the topics, like it's more in depth, and it was inspiring for me to like find out more about it. And then again, when I was doing my research, I saw that the tuition fee in France was like is so affordable. So I was like, okay, let's just learn French even more seriously. So yeah, that's how I was getting serious about learning French and pursue the master's degree. So yeah, that's
So
the
so you didn't know any French before leaving Indonesia, right?
well, I studied French 2 years in Indonesia. So at the beginning, I was just like on the internet, like online courses and things like that. And then as I get serious, like I want to go there, I want to study in France. I took French classes, and I studied for like 2 years before leaving, which is actually not that long. But I was like, I have no time. I'm getting older, so I have to do it now. So so yeah, that's why if you saw my recent post, I really struggled when I arrived in France, and yeah, but fortunately it worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. And congratulations for that. And it's really hard for people to leave their country and to go the other side of the world. I've done it, and I know a lot of people who did it. A lot of people came back. They gave up. It was the challenge was too hard. The challenge was too strong. What was in your mind when you were about to make this move? Like when you were about to take the plane that would take you to the other side of the world to a new adventure. How did you feel?
How did I feel? Well, so the moments like days before leaving, that's the question, right?
Yes, how did you feel when you were about to get inside that plane that will take you
Oh.
to another life? What was in your head?
Well, it was mixed feeling actually, because I mean this mixed feeling I had it since few days before leaving, and also it was during COVID, so like yeah, 2020, August 2020. So like I was excited, but I was like, how is it going to be? Like it was not going to be a complete study abroad experience. And well, yeah, like the day I had to go, how do I explain the feeling? Like I don't know, like at one side I was excited because it was always my dream, to see the other part of the world, especially that far. I was never. Oh shit! Can you still hear me now? Okay, sorry, my headset is the battery is off. So yeah, like the day of the flight, I was just I was just gathering my courage to take the step, and as soon as I get into the plane, I cried. Yeah, because I just said goodbye to my family the first time, and then it was exactly the first time that I was alone, because I was still in the same country, but I cannot see them anymore. So it was, yeah, it was, yeah, like mixed feelings. So, and when I arrived in France, and I arrived first in Paris, and I was like, oh my god, Europe, oh my god, I just saw this in movies. And now like I was just like looking around the streets, and like looking how people are different, the buildings are different. And I was with my partner at that time, and yeah, and yeah, that's basically how it started. And yeah.
No, that's very very interesting. It's inspiring. Like I said,
Sorry, I
I've
cannot hear you anymore.
it's probably your sound in the settings. No worries. I'll take a little break when you're doing that stuff to say hello to everyone who is joining here. Um, and if you have any questions for our guest today, let me know in the comments. I will pass those questions around. Let me just send a quick message to Septia, to the audience now. There you go. So if you have any comments, if you want to ask anything to Septia, know more about her story and her experience and everything, let us know in the comments. There you go. We have, what is your dream job? So we have a good question here. I mean, all questions are good. What is your dream job and where do you see yourself in a couple of years?
That's interesting. My dream job actually changed over the years. Like the more I mature, the more like the more it changed. At the beginning, I wanted to be a news presenter, which I did, and then now I feel like I want more freedom. And because I live abroad now, I want to build my own business. I want to have the freedom of time and places. So that's why I am going into this ghostwriting business. So not only can I use all the skills that I have in journalism, I can also be free in terms of the place. If one day I want to go to Indonesia, I don't have to take some days off, right? So yeah, my dream is to use everything that I have learned in communication in journalism and use it to help other people. So to translate everything, I want to like the business that I'm doing right now, ghostwriting. I hope that it will work out in the next few years. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, Vija, if you want to add extra questions on top of that, let us know that into the comments. I will shoot a new question to Septia right now.
Also, if you haven't, this is the next question.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So I was using the chat because I thought you couldn't hear me.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Yeah, I wanted to get back to you taking your first plane, and maybe not your first plane, but taking your plane your flight to a new adventure. Like I said, a lot of people are in this situation right now. So what can you tell them to help them during this particular experience?
Mm, I would say. So, what advice can you give to someone who is about to fly to another side of the world? Uh, uh not gonna lie that this is a scary experience, right?
Hmm.
So you will experience homesickness. I think I was already homesick before even leaving. So
Or
I
maybe it's
think
just too much martabak. That's another reason.
too much martabak
Yeah,
before leaving. That's
yeah,
probably it. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, so that brings to the advice: bring your favorite local food.
yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Bring your favorite local food. True.
yeah, right. So it can fix your homesickness really easily. And for more philosophical advice, uh, I don't know actually. It's more about the courage, I think. Not everyone has the courage, but always think like, is it really what you really want?
Mm-hmm.
Like know your why you're doing this, and know if in the long term is it really going to be worth it, or is it more worth it to stay where you are and do what you're doing, you know? So always ask yourself, do you think this is worth it? And if one day in 5 years you look back at this at that moment Do you think you will regret it, or do you think you will regret not living? That's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. The why is essential in everything you do.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, you can start anything without a why, but you will never be able to maintain it long term without a why. So
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
Excellent. That was a very good question that triggered the conversation. If you guys have other questions for Septia, let us know in the comments. Write your questions. We will pass them along. I would like to continue your journey. So you arrived in Paris. You experienced what I call the honeymoon effect. Everything is beautiful. Everything smells good. And then what happens? You're in Paris. What's next?
Well, to be honest, it was not honeymoon. Like it
Yeah,
was
come on.
no, because it was like directly. Maybe I'm overthinking. Like I'm a kind of person who overthinks. So as soon as I arrived, I was already thinking, "Oh my god, bank account. Oh my god."
Ah, problems. Okay.
Like the administrations and everything. So
Yeah.
I mean, of course I was excited, like, oh my god, look at this, like the whole new, like, different world. And
Yeah.
like it felt unreal. And then at the same time, like, something is at the back of my mind, like, oh shit, I have to do, like, you still have to do the visa thingy, like insurance, bank account,
It's
apartment.
life. It's life that comes and slaps
I
you in
know,
the
right?
face. Hey, focus.
Yeah,
I know the
first
feeling.
time
Yeah.
you arrive, you have to do it. And the thing is, I had a problem for the visa. I only get my visa answer like 2 weeks before my school start.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I arrived in France only a week before the first class, and I
Mm,
didn't have a lot of time for, for just for vacation, basically.
okay. Yeah, that's a challenge. You living in hard mode.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And how did you overcame this?
Mm, I think you just have to go. You sometimes I had to ask my professor, like, "Hey, I cannot attend this first class because I have an appointment to the bank." And well, fortunately, the first few classes are not so intense, so you still have some room to go in the afternoon, or yeah, just find your time. But
Okay.
yeah,
Excellent.
all I have to say is just like switch up, like cram everything in one day.
Excellent. Dave, I saved your question. I'm going to ask it a bit later, but don't worry. And so, okay, how was your school experience as a foreigner? Um,
um,
and how what were your challenges and how were you able to overcome them?
okay, there were a lot of challenges,
Okay.
especially in terms of language barriers, cultural barriers. I My first class, I didn't understand most of it. So like I couldn't even take notes. I couldn't, like I said in my post, I couldn't even talk to people. I was too afraid. But there was always solutions, right? And luckily my colleagues were very nice. So I could, like, talk to them and ask for their notes, and copy copy their notes later on.
Yeah.
Or I even tried to record the lessons and write the notes later on. I mean, it was like two times work than the other students, but that's what
Yeah.
I had to do anyway.
Were you the only foreigner in the class?
There were four foreigners,
Okay.
and there were like 60 students in total for my
Okay.
Yeah,
That's about 5%. Okay. Okay, so it was still like a big French
yeah,
class. Okay. Okay.
exactly.
And how was how was the interactions with the other foreigners or with the French?
The interactions again, it was difficult. Like in the beginning, like I was too scared to start to talk to people. Like, how are they going to think about, I don't know, my accent, or maybe I will, when I speak, I will have like some loss of words and I panic, you know? So, yeah, at the beginning, I was just like, I don't talk.
Ah,
but
yeah.
I remember the professor in my class said that you have to like show interest to people, in people. So I just, like when someone is next to me, I just say, "Hey, what's your name?" Just asking questions. And well, by like over time, I just get better. And yeah.
That's great. And and so what I'm really curious to know is what was your family and friends in Indonesia thinking and saying because they were discovering your new life from the small screens. What were they thinking?
Yeah. Well, of course, like most of them think that it's so cool. Like, oh my God, you're in a different world,
Yeah.
different country, like the other part of the world, and you're studying masters in journalism in French. Like, how is that possible? So yeah, a lot of people were like, oh my God, you're just like, it's so cool what you're doing. And like, just they just give me their support also, of course, because they know it's not easy. And yeah, like I had, even before I left, one of my colleague at that time asked me, like, Septia, you're gonna do journalism masters all in French, are you sure you can do that? And I was like, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. But one thing I know, I never been to the US or England or any English speaking country, but I can speak English really well. So I thought, well, I'm just gonna go there and find out. You never know, right? So yeah, I just went there and find out.
Yeah. And the funny thing is because it happened to me and a lot of our friends, people from the outside, so the family and friends, they they experience what I like to call the iceberg effect. So they see your life, but they see just the visible part of the iceberg, which is
Oh,
everything is amazing, you're living a
yeah.
crazy life and everything. And people reach out to you and they say, wow, what you're doing is amazing, it's
Yeah,
inspiring, oh, I'm so happy for you, blah blah blah. And you in your back of your head, you're like, I need to open a bank account, I need to find a car, I need to do this. And and you see it from,
yeah,
you just see all the problems, basically all the things that are not working well.
yeah,
And you think there's a huge dissonance between what people see I'm doing and my real situation. And so
yeah,
it's very
exactly.
interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah, of course. And especially when you post on Instagram, you just post when you go on a trip, right? And I got like I get messages from my friends saying, "Oh my God, your life is so great! You just go on holidays, you just visit this, visit that," and I'm like, "You don't know the behind the scenes. You don't know, like sometimes when you're alone, like sometimes I even like cry alone in my room, like, oh my God, I miss my parents. Oh my God, how am I gonna do this interview, like that kind of thing. But they don't know, they just think like, just holiday, it's not holiday.
Yeah, true, 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 true.
Yeah.
And so fast forward now, what do you do?
Now what do I do? I do freelance writing. I write articles and blog, and also doing ghostwriting right now on LinkedIn for founders and CEO.
And that is very interesting because of course I follow your writing and I follow your posts, and you post about your life, you post about your experiences. And so everything that you lived now is content. So you have this gold, you have this treasure chest full of gold that are your stories and your experiences, and you transform that into content.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know what you feel about that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt when I was brainstorming ideas, because of course, like, most of us think we don't have stories to tell. Like, oh, I want to, because before I was like writing also for personal branding, and I was thinking, okay, let I can do that for someone else. Why can't I do it for myself? So I did it. I mean, I but before I started, I was like, but what am I going to post? What am I gonna talk about? And then I was like, oh, well, I have this interesting story. So yeah, that's it becomes like my how do you say it, like one of the content pillar on the like personal story, like, and I want to really like, I've always want to inspire, to help motivate people, and I think with everything that I have been doing, that I have been through, I can use that to inspire, to motivate. I mean, sure, I'm not like six-figure CO yet, but yet, but it was also a struggle, like, that I can, like, the lessons that of the stories, I can take that to any type of situation, any type of goals that you want to reach. So yeah, I feel, even though when I was leaving it, it was so difficult. I mean, it was also fun and rewarding, and of course, there was like a lot of challenges. But now I can use that to share my story and hopefully motivate and inspire someone. That's really rewarding. I think yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we can see that by listening to what you're saying. Clearly happiness is inside you with this. That's wonderful. I really love that. And this is another example of um inspiration. You don't have to hunt inspiration. You have everything within you, and what you think is really a basic story or a basic anecdote can actually be very inspiring to others. We are subject of our own subjectivity because we live the thing, and we think, yeah, but I do that every day. There's nothing special about it. Well, to the other side of the world, this normal story for you can be exceptional for someone else. But
Yeah.
the only way to know is to publish it out there and let people decide. So that's very impressive, and I see this more and more in the creator economy, and so it's really a pleasure to have this moment with you to talk about it and really put the emphasis on that. Um,
Mm.
talking about writing, do you receive a lot of questions from people asking you for advice about how to write, what to write?
Mm, Not so much. It's more about to do LinkedIn for now.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to do more tips on writing. Well, it will happen this week. It's planned, but like in the past, I posted more about LinkedIn tips, like LinkedIn growth tips, because that's what I have also like discovered during my time in LinkedIn. But yeah, I hope to write more about writing tips also very soon.
So about LinkedIn, if people are asking you questions about LinkedIn, what is the question that people ask you the most regarding LinkedIn?
I think it's about engagement. I received like a message from my connection asking like, how do you get like this amount of engagement for the amount of followers that you have? And I responded to her, well, I also do engage. I mean, I also engage with other people. And she responded, oh, but I also responded to, I also engage with other people, but I don't have, I mean, my engagement is still low. And I said, oh, well, it's not just like commenting, but also like build connection like through DMs, like real connections, like start conversations. And yeah, I think that's also probably what contributes a lot to my growth.
Yeah, absolutely. I always like to use real life metaphors for people to understand, and connections in any social media, whether it's LinkedIn, X, or any other one. It works just like in the real life. We are social animals. And
True.
so imagine yourself, you walk in the street and then you meet someone, you have a 1 minute conversation with that person. Would you invite that person for Thanksgiving, Christmas, or your birthday? No, you would never do that. It's kind
Yeah.
of strange, right? You
Mhm.
you would need to know that person a little bit more, interact with that person a little bit more, so that that person enters closer circles. And it's the same thing for engagement. You cannot expect someone to suddenly start commenting all your posts if you just commented on one post,
Yeah, exactly.
right? So,
Yeah.
so you need to build the connection
Mhm.
so that then people start to understand that they can connect with you in their minds. And it takes time. There is no hack for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. And especially when you just started, well, no one would really know you. I mean, it sounds harsh, but that's the truth. Like, who would see you, right? If you don't put yourself out there, nobody would know. So, yeah, like even when I started, I started first with commenting on people's post, and even just doing that I received some connection requests before
Ooh,
commenting.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember commenting on a post saying like, "Hey, I'm about to I don't know, something like I'm about to start creating on LinkedIn or things like that." And there are some comments, and I even connected with some people and chat with them, and they gave me like free tips, and I haven't even started posting, so that's
Nice. That's a really cool hack. Introduce yourself under the comments.
yeah, something like that. You can like throw a sneak peek, like, hey, I'm gonna be out there.
I love it. That's a really cool hack. That's a really cool hack. Try it out, and let us know how it works. So before we dive into the last questions, I would like to I would like to challenge you a little bit.
Ooh,
If you okay, okay,
that's
forget it. Challenge is over. Uh, so I would like you to finish my sentence.
okay.
So if you had to finish the sentence, life is too short to, what would you say?
To build something nobody wants,
Yeah, that's mine. That's mine. You have to you have to use another one.
I have to come out with my own.
Yeah, life is too short too.
Life is too short. Well, as a conclusion of my story of
Yeah.
what we've been talking about, life is too short to let fears hold you back.
Ooh, life is too short to let fear hold you back. I love this. I really love this. Let's take one or two extra questions. Oh, this one is really deep. I'm gonna share it with everyone. So Dave said, if you had just one day left to live and had the power to do anything, what would be
Wow.
your ultimate choice? This one is hard.
Wow. Oh, wow. You got me there. If you just have one day to live and have the power to do anything, what would be your old? I think it may sound cheesy, but for me, I would
Masterback all the way.
all the way. Well, I think I will just go back to my family now because I just see them once once a year, but that's personal,
Yeah.
so maybe it
Yeah.
doesn't apply to other people. But for
Nah,
me, I
it's
would,
yours. It's really your answer. Yeah, yeah. Accepted. And I
so
think there's like how many hours from Paris to Indonesia? Is it like 16 or 20-hour flight?
flight it depends. Direct flights it's
14 hours?
14
Yeah,
hours, but
so
that's direct.
it's quite of a trip. It's quite of a trip. I worked 2 months in Jakarta, and it took me 17 or 21 hours from Montreal to go there because I was going through Tokyo.
What?
So there
Okay,
was, I think it's 21 hours because
21
I had
hours.
layover. I had layover in Tokyo, and so
Okay.
it was the longest trip of my life. And I
Yeah.
did it 4 times. I did it 4 times.
Oh my god.
I remember after the first time when I arrived back in North America, I had to go to a chiropractor, to fix my bones and crack my bones because I spent
Okay.
so much time in the plane that I was like,
Yeah. You are like almost one day just like the same position, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's
And when you
terrible.
stand out, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, this is what having legs feels like. Yes, I love it.
This is what
Yes. So
using my legs feels like.
yeah. So going back to the family, spending time with the family, that's
Yeah.
I fully understand that, and I agree with you on that. Family is essential. Thank you
What
for this
about
question, Dave. I would like to ask you one last question, but before you answer the question, uh, an extra question: how can we reach you? Where can we find you, and what should we do if we want to work and collaborate with you?
you can find me on my LinkedIn profile. It's Septia. Maybe we have to write it down. Especially for the French people, they may not be able to
Be
write it.
careful what you say about the French people here.
No, because every time I say my
We
name
can
to
start a revolution very quickly.
yeah, okay. So I have faith in you. But it's Septia Rahma Khairunisa. I hope it's there somewhere. And you can send me a DM. I'm always open to have conversations and know more about different people, different roles, different culture, different personality, everything. So just send me a DM and let's chat.
Absolutely. So reach Sepcha on her LinkedIn, send her DM, follow her account. It's full of really inspiring stories and real stories from her life, and really cool and actionable tip on how to write, how to grow on LinkedIn and everything, which is my last question. Can you give us one actionable tip to perform better on LinkedIn or
Mm,
X? It works for LinkedIn and X. No worries.
sorry?
Yeah, no, no, sorry. Go ahead.
um, I would say make your engagement game strong. That's what I have been repeating a lot. I mean, maybe you have seen that tips a lot also, but my number one tip is always engage on either replying to messages or commenting on your own post or commenting to other posts at least 30 minutes before posting.
Okay.
And, yes, and then uh, do like continue doing that at least also 30 minutes before posting. And what I like to do also, like I also know this from a comment, someone said that it's nice to replying to comments of your previous post. That way you can warm up the platform for you
Hmm.
before you
Interesting hack.
yeah,
Very
right.
interesting hack. Yeah. But I think I comment something around this in one of your posts, and I said the game is actually really simple. Do for others what you'd like others to do for you. So if you want to receive comments under your posts, well, write comments under other people's posts.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it
Exactly.
yeah, it
Give and
sounds logical, but very few people do it. So
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
One thing
Yeah.
one thing I discovered today, like today I was like I didn't have time to write my today's post, so I
Hmm.
wrote it like this morning.
Okay.
So I didn't also have time to engage before that,
Yeah.
before like 30 minutes before posting, and I
Yeah.
see my post is not doing so well today. So so that's probably why, because I didn't engage before.
Okay.
Who
Huh,
knows?
interesting. So the algorithm is very sharp on this,
Well, that's
apparently.
what I see. I don't know if my post today is just new,
Weaker or yeah,
but yeah, that's what I see for today.
very good point. I would like if you allow me one last question and then we close.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go. So the question is from Dave, and he's saying AI is growing bigger and bigger. What do you think is going to be the impact on AI for your your job, for example, ghostwriting, journalism? What do you
mm,
feel about that?
for content writing. I just had a conversation with my friends yesterday about AI and everything, about AI and its impact on our job. But what I think is it will only help us in doing our job, because I mean you can use it for a lot of things. You can ask them to help for content ideas, you can ask them for editing, you can ask them like for many things. And the fact that I mean I still also like try to ask AI to give me ideas or to perfect my writing or something like that. So what I can say is it will only help us, and it will I don't think that that AI will replace writers, because the beauty in writing is in the soul, in the authenticity, in the
Mm,
human touch.
yeah,
And AI don't have that. It sounds robotic, and okay, it's informational, but if you want to touch the human, you need human. So
that's
that's I
yeah.
think.
I agree with that. There's a really interesting conversation between Lex Friedman and Sam Altman. Sam Altman is the CEO of OpenAI, and he says computer can beat humans at chess since the 50s. So it's been a very, very long time that computers are better at chess than humans.
Mhm.
But nobody pays to see two computers play chess. But people pay to see two humans play chess. You see? So
Interesting.
AI is better than us at playing chess, but
Yeah,
nobody's paying to see AI versus AI.
yeah, it would be
People are
boring.
still, yeah. And same thing, for example, for video games. Some video games, computers are better than humans, but
Mhm.
people still paying to see humans versus humans, not
Yeah,
machine versus machine. So
yeah,
that's also something because we still have emotions and things like that, and people are looking for that we call this like authenticity, this
yeah.
soul that you can add
So
into. Exactly, yeah, exactly.
when you see like two people playing chess, you can see like the tension. You can see like how they think, how they're frustrated or whatever. But with a robot, like okay,
Yeah, yeah,
just like
we exactly, we love
yeah.
emotions, we love emotions. Septia, that was an amazing session you had with me today. Thank you so much for being the second
Oh,
guest
nice.
into this session. How was it?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me. Not gonna lie, I was really nervous in the beginning. If you may notice, like you may notice in how I speak and whatever, but after some time, I'm really happy to share my experience, my opinion, my knowledge. And at the end, everyone asked really great questions, and you also asked great questions. And yeah, it was really well. It was really great. I'm happy
Do
to share.
do you think I can apply to a journalist job now?
I think you'll be really great. Really.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for having us today, everyone. If you want to learn more, hear more about Septia, follow her LinkedIn account. You're not on X, right?
No.
Okay, so your LinkedIn account, follow, read the post, comment, engage, because you know what we say? Life is too short to let fear stop you. See you in the next one.
All right. Thank you. Bye.